On March 15, 2025, the world watched as President Trump ordered airstrikes in Yemen. The targets were Houthi-controlled areas, including key locations like Sana'a, the capital, and the port city of Hodeidah. These strikes were significant, involving a large U.S. military presence, including the USS Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group. This marked a turning point, as it was the first time Trump had authorized direct action against the Houthis in his second term. This wasn't the first time the U.S. had taken military action in Yemen. Previous administrations had also targeted the Houthis. However, the timing of these strikes, coming just weeks into Trump's new term, sent a clear message. The U.S. was prepared to act decisively to protect its interests in the region. The world waited to see how the Houthis would respond. The region braced itself for the fallout. The Trump administration offered a clear justification for the strikes. Their primary concern was the protection of American interests, including shipping, air, and naval assets in the region. The Houthis had been increasingly aggressive in the waters around Yemen, launching attacks on over 100 merchant vessels since late 2023. 2 ships had been sunk, and 4 sailors had lost their lives. This was unacceptable to the United States. The Red Sea and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait are vital maritime corridors, crucial for global trade. Any disruption to shipping in this region has far-reaching consequences. The U.S. argued that the strikes were necessary to restore freedom of navigation. They were a message to the Houthis and any other group that would threaten this vital waterway. The Houthi response was swift and deadly. They claimed the U.S. airstrikes had resulted in significant casualties. Initial reports stated at least 31 people were killed and 101 injured. The Houthis claimed these casualties included women and children, accusing the U.S. of indiscriminate bombing and war crimes. Later reports painted an even grimmer picture, with the Houthi-controlled health ministry claiming at least 53 dead and over 100 injured. The Houthis were not going to let the U.S. strikes go unanswered. The day after the U.S. action, the Houthis launched their own attack, firing 18 missiles and drones at the USS Harry S. Truman and its accompanying warships in the Red Sea. The Houthis claimed this was retaliation for the U.S. airstrikes and vowed to continue targeting U.S. warships in the region. The situation was escalating rapidly. The U.S. airstrikes and the Houthi response cannot be viewed in isolation. They are part of a much larger and more complex conflict. The U.S. has long accused Iran of supporting the Houthis. Tehran denies providing material support, but acknowledges its political alliance with the group. The U.S. sees the Houthis as a proxy for Iran, viewing the group's actions as part of a broader Iranian strategy to destabilize the region. Trump's decision to launch airstrikes comes at a delicate time. Just weeks earlier, he had sent a letter to Iranian leaders proposing restarting talks on Iran's nuclear program. The U.S. and Iran have been at odds over the nuclear issue for years, and Trump's decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal in 2018 further escalated tensions. The airstrikes threatened to derail any possibility of diplomacy, risking pushing the U.S. and Iran closer to open conflict. The consequences for the region and the world could be catastrophic.